Good afternoon, grade 9s. Sorry I'm not here today. I'm just next door helping out with the grade 9 mock graduation. So you have this test today, so you're going to have to name notes, okay? You're going to have to draw perfect fifths. You're going to have to complete the half circle of fifths, write major scales, minor scales, and tonic triads. Now remember that tonic just means one, so that means that it's the first note of the scale that you start on. So it's really just, the first note. So here I'm just going to show you how to do this stuff. So the first thing that you need to do is name notes. So notes can be anywhere on the staff in the treble clef or the bass clef. And you'll just see various notes written all over the place. That note is above the line. Sorry, it's a little hard with the stylus. Okay, so let's name these notes. So the first note you see if you use your speed tools, the spaces, we use the word face. So F-A-C, that's a C. The next note, we need to use a combination of our speed tools as well as our musical alphabet. So I'm going to use the lines. Every good boy deserves fudge. So the top line is F. The space above the top line is G. The line is A, and the note above is B. That's a B. Here we'll use the lines. Every good boy. That's a B. That is a very special note because it's on that line just below the staff. That is middle C. We're going to call it C flat. And then, of course, this one here, we know that this line here is middle C. Below C is B. Below B is A. And below A is G. So that's a G. I'm just going to name a couple notes in the bass clef. Don't mind the teachers talking in the background while I record. Okay, so we're going to use your speed tools for the lines in the bass clef. Good boys deserve fudge, that is an F. And for the spaces, all cows eat grass, so that's all cows is a C. Here, the bottom line we know is G, good. So below G is F, below F is E, and below E is D, so that's a D. And again, here the bottom line we know is G for good boys deserve fudge always, or George Bush died from anthrax, whatever you like. So below G is F. Alrighty? So there's some naming note. Okay, so next I'm going to go over drawing perfect fifths. All I want you to do for your test is show me what a perfect fifth looks like. I'm not asking you to check these on the keyboard. So those can be your starting points. So remember when you're counting intervals, you always count the bottom note, the top note, and everything in between. So here's our bottom note, that's 1, line is 2, space is 3, line is 4, and the top note will be right there. That is a perfect fifth. Here our bottom note, line, space, line, and there's your perfect fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your perfect fifth. And this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to put in our own ledger line, and there's the perfect fifth. Realize when you're drawing fifths, they should always be a space and a space or a line and a line. Okay? Okay. This is what it looks like on your test where you have to fill in the half circle of fifths. So again, from C major, which is right in the middle, we are going to use our rhyme to fill in the rest of the spots. So Father Charles goes down and ends battle. So father is before C. So here we'll put it here. Father Charles goes down and then moving the other way, we're going to use the rhyme backwards. So battle ends and down goes Charles' father, or you can say the word bead. But of course, when we're moving this way, they are flats. So we'll have B flat and E flat, like the word bead, B-E-A-D, B-E are the only ones we need. At this point, I also recommend you put in the minor scales because you're going to be asked for them later, and it's just easier once you have them all on the same chart. So remember that in the top position, we always have C, which is middle C. Okay, so think of it, it's in the middle, middle C. And we also have A minor. That was ugly, so I'm going to write it again. A minor. Okay? Now, the same thing as before, you can use that Father Charles goes down and ends battle. So Father Charles goes down and ends battle. And then when you repeat Father, you've got to put a sharp in beside. Okay? And before the A, we had Father Charles goes down and. So, and battle ends and down goes Charles. Okay? So those are your minor keys that correspond to your major keys. Okay, so if you use that rhyme backwards, battle ends and down goes Charles. That'll give you your minor keys. C major and A minor have nothing. As we move this way, we have sharps. And when we move this way, we have our flats. So when we move one position clockwise, or if we're at the 1 o'clock position, we have one sharp, and it's an F sharp. And it sits right there on the top line. Next, we have two sharps, Father Charles, and then we have three sharps, Father Charles goes. When we go the other way, we're using flats. So again, battle ends and down goes Charles Father, or you can use the word bead. So one position, we have B flat, two positions, B and E, three positions, B, E, and A. Okay, so that's your chart all done. Okay. Okay, so I just put our little chart in the corner there so we know our key signatures. So now we're going to go over major and minor scales. When you're writing major and minor scales, they're both done the exact same way. You always start on the first note of the scale. Realize that these questions are very specific. They're going to say, write a major scale in the treble clef using quarter notes. Make sure you use quarter notes. If I ask for quarter notes, don't give me half notes. They're very specific. Please read the question. So this first one we're going to do, we are going to draw a G major scale in the treble clef using half notes. So you always start with your clef. Here's my treble clef. We're going to start on G because it's a G major scale. Start on G. And this one's going to be ascending only. So that means we're only going up. And it'll tell you that in the question as well. So G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Always end with a double bar line. You get a mark for that. It's an easy mark. Now we want these to be half notes. So I'm going to put on my stems. Remember that when you get above the middle line, the stems are going to go down. Stems go up on the right, down on the left. That middle line is a free-for-all, so this one could go up or down. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, that's it. That's your G major scale. It also asks for you to mark the half steps with a slur. Don't worry about that part. I am telling you, you don't have to do it. Okay? Now we're going to do a minor scale. It's a natural minor scale. Oh, sorry, we forgot our key signature. So here's G major here. There's G major. And G major has one sharp. So F sharp, we've got to put that in. There you go. So now that's your G major scale. Okay, now we're going to do a minor scale. Just going to erase this. It's easier than setting up another page. Okay, so minor scale. We are going to do the scale of G minor in the bass clef. And we're going to use quarter notes. Okay, so first we're going to put in your clef. And then we look down here. Here's G minor. So, of course, the minor is the inner part of the circle. So there's G minor, has two flats, B flat and E flat. Remember, since we're in the bass clef, those flats are slightly lower. Starting on G, which is here in the bass clef. Actually, let's do this one descending, okay? So this one's going to be descending, which means we're starting at the top and going down. And again, it'll tell you that in your question. So you're starting on G and working all the way down to low G, double bar line. You get a mark for that. Since they're quarter notes, they need stems. So above the middle line, they go down. Below the middle line, they go up, and that middle line, you could have gone either way. It doesn't matter. Your choice. Okay? So there is a natural minor scale. Natural. Minor scale. In order to change a natural minor scale to a harmonic minor, you need to raise the seventh note. So now if I want this to be a harmonic minor, okay, so I don't want it to be natural anymore, I want it to be harmonic. You raise the seventh note. The seventh note always starts from the bottom up. Since this is descending, we're going to start at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's the seventh note. So to raise the seventh note, we're going to put a sharp in front. Now I have a harmonic minor scale. Okay, you have to fill in this chart, complete this table. This is actually right off of your quiz. And you can fill this out by using the chart that you did previously on the other page. Okay. Sorry, I just had to place that again. Okay. So you know that C major and A minor have nothing, okay? You're getting that right here. One sharp, which is this area here, is G major and E minor. Two sharps, which is right here, you have D major and B minor. Three sharps is A major and F sharp minor. One flat is F major and D minor. Two flats is, F major, okay. Two flats is B flat major and G minor. And three flats is E flat major and C minor. Okay, the last thing I want to go over is the placement of your sharps and flats in the treble clef and bass clef. You will be asked to reproduce this on your test. So in the treble clef, the sharps start on the top line, which is F. So Father, Charles, goes down and ends battle. So you start on the top line and the pattern is down, up, down, up, down. Okay, so those are your sharps. Your flats start on the middle line, right here, battle, ends, and down goes Charles, Father. So here you're starting on the middle line and your pattern is up, down, up, down, up, down. Now in the bass clef, you'll notice that it's going to look exactly the same, except all of the sharps and flats are going to be down by one line or space. So instead of starting on the top line, you're starting on the fourth line. Father, Charles, goes down, and ends, battle. Exact same pattern, but you're lowered on the staff. And now instead of starting on the third line for the flats, you're going to start on the second line. Battle, ends, and down goes Charles, father. So that's where your flats go in the bass clef. So exactly the same pattern, except instead of starting on the middle line, you're on the second line, and everything's moved down by a line or space. Okay, so good luck on your, oh, I think I forgot to show you triads. Hold on, triads. Triads look like a snowman, and you've got to use your key signatures just like you do for your scales. So if I want a D major triad, I'm going to use my key signature for D major. So the key signature for D major is 2 sharps, Father Charles, and of course you're going to get that off your chart that you've already completed. And then you start on D. I'm going to start on the low D, and then you build a snowman. There's your triad. If I want an E minor triad, the key signature for E minor is, oh, maybe we shouldn't do E minor. I don't think you're responsive. Okay, never mind, we're doing E minor. Okay, so E minor, the key signature for E minor is 1 sharp, and again, you can find that on the chart you completed earlier. And then you start on E, and you build a snowman. Okay, so your triads should always be either on 3 spaces or 3 lines. Good luck on your test. Have fun. Ask Mr. Etherington if you have any questions. He's very fluent in the language of music. Have fun. I'm just kidding, by the way.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.